Today we're going to be building Simplebots, which are very easy to build robots that really require two tools, a large screwdriver and a small screwdriver. You will also need 4 AA batteries, 2 continuous rotation servos. These are different than the regular RC servos in that they are not limited, they continuously rotate. You'll also need the servo horns that come with them. You'll need some 1/2-inch lath screws, some number 6 wood screws, your laser cut parts, and a transmitter and receiver. Alright, so I'm going to start out by taking this, which is the bottom, and these, which are the sides, and sliding them together, like so. There's a closer view, you can see that the screws actually grab into the notches left in the laser cut parts. Alright, so I'll pop the other side on here. Make sure that when you're assembling it, you don't end up with the pieces being crooked. You want to make sure everything's parallel and as best as you can. That way your screw doesn't end up poking out the side where it shouldn't be. It'll end up in the notch where it's supposed to be. Alright, once you've got the bottom on, you'll want to take one of the sides. This is either the front, this isn't the side, I'm sorry, this is either the front or the back plate. And we're just going to put one of them on right now. Leave the other one off. Set it aside. Don't lose it, just hang on to it for right now. We don't want to put it in yet because we're going to need to pack our electronics down inside here. And with this on, it's going to be very difficult to get in there. We're actually going to need to take it back off. So we'll leave it off for right now. That didn't take too long. And we've got the base for our robot already built. Alright, the next thing you'll need to do is find your 2 continuous rotation servos. Put the wire through one of your rectangular holes in the side of your robot, and your servo should go in just like this. Your wheels will attach eventually to the servo. The servo is basically like your motor. This robot's going to turn with differential steering, which is kind of like a tank. So one wheel will speed up, the other wheel will slow down or stop, and that will cause the body to rotate. Anyway, when you put the servo in, make sure that the wire is not pinched on anything, and you want the shaft of the servo towards the bottom. You don't want it in this orientation. You want it in that orientation. So the shaft is coming out towards the lower part of the servo. Now you are going to need your little wood screws, the number 6 wood screws. And you're also going to need your smaller screwdriver. Now you can put 4 in if you want to, 4 screws, but I tend to just put in 2. This isn't going to be undergoing a lot of torque. 2 should hold it just fine. If you want to put in 4, you can put in 4. I normally just put in 2 in diagonal. And repeat the process on the other side. If you put the servos in upside down, you'll find that the wheels will not touch the ground. So you want to make sure that you've got those drive shafts towards the bottom of the servo, not towards the top. And take your wires, and for right now, we're just going to kind of tuck them in, get them out of the way so that they don't end up getting damaged or anything like that. Okay, set the body off to the side for right now. We're going to come back to that in a minute. Now what you need is your 2 wheels, and you need your 2 servo horns, the 4-way ones. These have a little splined hole, and that's going to go onto your servo. So it locks into place there. But what we have to do first is attach them with some more of the little number 6 wood screws to our wheels. That's the first thing we have to do. Using my little screwdriver again. And again, I only put in 2 screws. You can put 4 in if you want to. There's 4 pre-drilled holes on the laser cut pieces. However, I find that 2 is strong enough. So you want to go ahead and repeat that for your other wheel. And there we go. Now, your screws will poke out just ever so slightly right here. And it is kind of sharp. So if you want to, you could file those down. I've seen people put tape or a sticker over top of them. In my case, I'm not too worried about it. It's not that bad. It's not really going to cut me, but it is something that's pointy. So just be aware that is a thing. All right, so I've got my wheels with the servo horns attached. Now I'm going to take my robot body, and I'm simply just going to attach the wheels onto the servos. Now, your servos should have come with a little package, hopefully, with the servo horns and these little black screws. The little black screw goes in the center hole and locks the servo horn onto the servo. Don't strip these out. Most servos that you'll get will have a plastic shaft sticking out. If you tighten it down too much, you'll strip it, and then you're out of luck. Come on. So I'm just getting it snug, just so that it doesn't strip out. All right, there's my robot. Okay, to start out, I'm going to put everything else away, except for my larger screwdriver. It's a number 2 Phillips, and a handful of lath screws. And I will need these laser cut parts.